Hello and welcome to today's crypto project review where I discuss Clover Finance, which is a project that has been on my radar for quite some time ever since I've done the video discussing the Wave 9 Foundation grant from the Web3 Foundation. So do check out that video, which is popping up on the top right hand corner of the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on other platforms, do search for it in the search bar. You will find that video with the title Wave 9 Foundation Grants, and Clover Finance is one of those that got that grant, as well as many other projects. So the Web3 Foundation is basically a corporation which funds all these different projects that are trying to build on Substrate, trying to become interoperable with Polkadot, and to try and help the ecosystem grow as a whole. Basically a startup company which has a great idea and they're trying to grow, but they don't have enough funding, right? So they're basically helping these startups. Now, as we are here on polkaproject.com, as we can see here, this is the area that I check for when I do my research on any projects wanting to build on Polkadot. I go in here, I look at the different tabs here to see if there's anything that catches my attention, and I usually flick through them and try to scan them. And then if it catches my attention, I'll do a dedicated video like I'm going to do now. I have looked at Clover Finance in that other video, but not in depth. So today we're going to take a better look at Clover Finance. So what is it? It's a foundational layer for cross-chain compatibility. It's a Polkadot parachain committed to providing easy-to-use blockchain infrastructure and creating a one-stop virtual machine compatible framework for Substrate-based applications. Now, this is the E stands for Ethereum. So it's an Ethereum virtual machine compatible framework. So as you can see here, all these different projects building on Polkadot are actually trying to find solutions to the current problem, and that is the high gas fees that we see on Ethereum. And it couldn't be said any better in this moment right now, because as Ethereum is trading at close to $2,000, I think it even went above that, the fees are absolutely insane, right? Over $100 for a simple transaction. So they're trying to find solutions to this problem. So what are they trying to do? Well, they're trying to get dApps, which are built on Ethereum at the moment, over to Polkadot, and to create a trustless two-way peg between the ERC20 and the DOT-based assets. So we're going to see this kind of interoperability between these two now. And of course, you know, it's going to take some time before we're going to see all these different blockchain, all these different parachain solutions come to fruition and build bridges such as Chainx, and bring dApps across from Ethereum such as Clover, and also bring smart contracts across from Ethereum such as Moonbeam. So as you can see, all of these are going to kind of come together and work together to try to make the whole ecosystem better as a whole, and to make it cheaper, because that's the whole point, right? Who's going to use it if they have to pay an arm and a leg to be able to trade or to be able to transact? So what is it? It's an identity fee based schedule which will identify the frequent dApp users and reward them with lower gas fees. So that's awesome. So basically, if you're using a dApp frequently, you'll no longer have to pay that huge gas fee when you're using Clover, thanks to them, right? There's also a unique incentive structure that creates passive income streams for contract developers. So that's motivated developers to come over and build on Clover. Right, gasless transactions lowers the barriers by taking the transaction fee directly from the transacted asset. Now these are their partners, as we can see here. We've got Polkadot here, we've got Crust, which I've already reviewed on my channel, Matic, which is a layer 2 solution on Ethereum, and Bitsum Global, which is a cryptocurrency exchange from Korea. This is the second biggest cryptocurrency exchange. So what does that tell you? Well, it's very clear to me here that because they're partnered, they're also going to list Clover, the CLV token, which we'll talk about. Again, that token is not tradable anywhere at the moment, so just be careful with that. But Bitsum Global are going to list it. And again, Substrate too, right? So basically, like, the whole Polkadot ecosystem is trying to support Clover, and I am pretty bullish on this project and what they're trying to do. So let's take a quick look here just to kind of break through what they're trying to do and what is Clover. So Clover is a Substrate-based Polkadot parachain. Now they will be deploying to Rokoku testnet, which I've spoken about in many of my videos, which is basically a network for testing before a blockchain is ready to become a parachain, or a project is ready to become a parachain. Maybe they don't even have a blockchain, or maybe they already do, but they want to become a parachain, which is like a side chain to Polkadot's parent chain, which is the relay, also known as the relay chain. So Clover are going to be deploying to Rokoku before Chainx, for example. I believe they're going in the third batch together with Darwinia and some other project, I think Crust too. But Just to reiterate here, so they're committed to providing an easy-to-use blockchain infrastructure and creating a one-stop comprehensive infrastructure platform which aims to reduce the threshold and cost for developers while bringing them great returns. So this is motivational here for developers, because with blockchain a lot of developers don't really see any returns until somebody uses their dApps, whereas here they're going to try and help developers and fund them pretty much. Now they are a blockchain operating system, so that's what they are. They contain a storage layer, a smart contract layer, a DeFi protocol layer, and an EAP layer. So here we're going to see projects like Cross Network trying to offer that storage layer solution, right? So here you can see how the partners click in with their vision. Then the smart contract layer, the DeFi protocol layer, and EAP layer. So we're not going to go into all these different ones, but here you can see that at the storage layer they are referring to Crust as one of the options, right? And then at the smart contract layer, it does support the one-stop cross-chain deployment of the dApp. Also, it provides a Web3 compatible API, and existing Web3 dApps can be migrated to Clover without any change needed. They've also got the DeFi protocol here. They've got the EAP layer, which developers can build and deploy their app easily on Clover. Again, it is built on Substrate, as I was saying earlier. But let's move on and talk about the advantages to actually using Clover. Now, Clover stands out among other DeFi projects with the following advantages. Quick access. There's no need to register or verify an account. Peer-to-peer. No one can stop or control the trading. Trustless. No centralized governance entity. Token holders have control over the system. Cheap and fast transactions. Polkadot solves the current Ethereum network problems. It's secure, it's private, it's fair, and it's efficient. Now, let's talk about the token here. Now, we cannot see what the total supply is, but I have checked in their Telegram group and the admin did say that the total supply is going to be 1 billion. So I'm assuming they're going to need to update this website or this Medium article, or maybe create a brand new Medium article with the tokenomics. Their idea is to have 1 billion, at least at the moment. I'm not sure if they're going to change their mind when they go on Rococo and they do more testing, but for now, that's what it is. That's what the plan is. So the CLV token can be used in the following ways: stake to run nodes, participate in consensus and earn rewards, transact on exchanges and earn rewards from platform usage. You can also participate in governance activities for a predetermined set of parameters. So as you can see here, it has various use cases, and these are quite similar to the typical use cases that you see with most of these tokens on the Polkadot ecosystem. Like, it's all about the governance with Polkadot, right? If you don't already know that, do check out my tutorials where I talk about Polkadot's web wallet, and I show you how you can actually take part in this governance by voting for proposals, by receiving tips, by voting for proposals within the treasury. Any kind of change that happens within the Polkadot ecosystem can be voted for through governance, and that's by token holders, of course. So that's awesome. Now, the other thing I want to talk about here is the faucet. So again, if you want to test this, you can, but you need to follow a guide, which they've got in the Medium article here under the docs section. So if you go up here, this is the docs section. So we can see the quick start, the local node, the testnet, and so on. So here you can actually follow this guide here, which is to set up a node, use MetaMask. And if you want to, like if you're techie and you're interested in that, you can do so. Then you input your Ethereum address, you send some CLV tokens, which are test ones. You're going to get 100 of them, and then you can basically play around with them and just follow the guide, right? Do transactions and so on. And of course, you're going to need to use them for the network too. Now, with regards to their GitHub page, they are very active on GitHub. We can see here, I always like to check GitHub. These are the languages that they're supporting. We can see this has actually been updated 39 minutes ago, which is in relation to their milestone grant. So the Web3 Foundation does request any project that they invest in to submit a milestone. And if they don't submit that milestone code, then it means that it's not going to prove to the Web3 Foundation that the project is serious and that they're worth funding any further. So what they tend to do is they pay an initial funding to kick it off. Then you submit the milestone by contributing or by submitting the actual repository of the code. And then once they review it and they're happy, then they're gonna fund you until you complete your next milestone. So yeah, the Web3 Foundation are actually very clever. They don't just throw money around and hope that you're gonna do well. No, they know. I mean, they know that projects can take advantage of that funding and to possibly find excuses to not develop and so on, and then run away with the funds, right? That could actually happen. So that's why it's so awesome that they've thought about this process here to ensure that everybody is treated fairly and nobody can cheat. And as we can see here, there have been a lot of updates recently on Clover, so they're not sleeping. They're definitely doing stuff, right? So what we can't see though is not too many contributors, but again, I am not logged into GitHub here, so I know we've had problems before where only 2 people were shown, but there were actually 6 or 7 people working on the project, just because you need to be logged into GitHub, but here it does say only 2 people are, so there could be more contributing. But nevertheless, I mean, let me know what you think of Clover. There isn't much more to talk about. This is a short video just to kind of summarize it so as not to bore you, because I don't want to go into too much detail either. We don't know too much. But there is a lot that you can dig into with Clover. So we're going to get more information as time goes by, and as soon as they deploy to Rokoku, as soon as they become a parachain, we're probably going to get a lot more info then. But for now, it is what it is. This is what we have. Let me know what you think in the comments below of Clover. Are you bullish on it? I personally am, because I am a fan of interoperability. I'm a fan of DeFi, and I love Polkadot, right? So anything that goes to Polkadot, which presents itself as an opportunity, such as one like this, which has been funded by the Web3 Foundation, which has to submit those milestones every single time when they hit them, it does tell me that they have potential, right? Because otherwise the Web3 Foundation wouldn't have even funded them to begin with. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.